Peace and love, everyone. Welcome to the live. Let's
Hey,
see. I'm
hey
trying to make sure that this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. To the live. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to make sure that this. Man. All right. So we'll wait a minute to make sure everything was working well and we're in here. All right. So we're getting ready today. I want everyone to know that we have a special guest. So, welcome to the Collab and Grow with the Queen. I'm so excited to have all of you here for this special live interview where we'll be diving into 22 questions. The first things first, I want to give a big welcome to our amazing guest, Creative Living with Ameasha. I'm
hey
so
there.
glad. Oh, I'm so glad to have you here today. How are you
Let me,
feeling?
I'm doing well. I'm a little under the weather today, but we're going to make it through. Let me just make sure real quick that this went to the right place because it's not showing that it went to me. Hang on one second. Guess I should have went live earlier. Let me ask someone. If not, I can just hopefully you probably can share it with me later. Yeah, I think it's live. So I want to say first of all, Queen, I want to say thank you for this, what you are doing, building communities, investing in us, the small YouTubers. Hey, I'm on the Queen Alchemy show, right? Ah, she's gonna be big. I'm on the Queen Alchemy show. So I just want to say thank you. All right. First off.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. Um, Let me see here because I'm you speaking of that. Let's see here. It's not showing me. It's not showing it's
It's not
live. It
showing.
says waiting. It's not showing live.
For
Everyone,
you.
please excuse the technical difficulties. Oh, there it is. I am live. Everybody's in here. Peace and love, everyone. Thank you for joining the live. I wasn't on the screen. I couldn't tell that everybody was in here. Please forgive me, but let's continue. All right, welcome to the live. Because without further ado, I want to, of course, shout out everyone watching in the chat. And thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Make sure that you drop your questions in the chat and we're going to keep that energy going. We're going to engage with each other, connect, and remember, we're here to collab and grow. So let's collab and grow within the chat. All right. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. You ready, Ameasha?
I am ready. I'm
All
in.
right. All right. So first, I want to say that you have an amazing energy, and I am so glad to have the opportunity to connect with you. And I'm attracted to you because it seems that you have a such a humanitarian side to you.
Mhm.
With that, you cover various topics on your channel, like affordable housing, to just outlook and perspective, health, lifestyle, even music on your channel, which is appropriately fitting for your title. However, when you first started out on YouTube, I noticed that you had a lot of content on lifestyle and cooking and family, tips on how to's. And then you switched it up by adding a layer like a month later. I'm sorry, about a month ago. About a month ago, you did. Yeah, about a month ago. I'm thinking about this right. When you at that time you went in and we noticed that I noticed that your content was more dedicated towards affordable housing in different states like Section 8 and available grants.
Mhm.
Now, as a matter of fact, one of those videos you did got over 12,000 views on it. Can you tell me what the motivating factor is behind the affordable housing portion of your channel?
Well, homeless people, homelessness, as I should say, has been near and dear to my heart since probably a teenager, right? So I always paid attention to a certain kind of people. And so as I got older and I started traveling around, certain people would take a liking to me, and I would sit around and talk to certain people and I ask about their lives and different things. And so I was just always touched, always wanted to do something. And so my background is, by trade, I'm a paralegal. I'm a paralegal and was going to go on to law school. So I worked in banking and insurance. And so I was that loan officer behind the scenes that approved your housing, right? Your mortgage loan.
Mm.
And so I decided on one of my last trips, actually, I've been talking about affordable housing since, I believe, May of last year. So you would just have to, some people, you may have not noticed it. It's in my playlist. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos, but I started back in May because I met somebody that was on the streets. And like I said, things have touched my heart always, but things just kept happening recently. And I thought that I needed to help some people be able to find affordable housing. And then not too long ago, I've been on this health journey. I'm taking a little sabbatical from work because I'm tending to my health care right now. And I have lived off of my savings. And so I thought to myself, I could be one of those people. You know, I was worried about paying the bills. I was worried about where my mortgage is going to come from while I've been sick. And so then I went in really, really hard. But I really want to say sometimes YouTube chooses your niche. All right. So some of us YouTubers, when we're new, we're starting, we're doing different things, we're trying to find out what we're comfortable talking about, what's going to work. And YouTube just decided to show those videos, right? So although I do other videos, YouTube said, this is what I like for you to do. No, YouTube, my channel's called Creative Living. You're not going to just lock me in that. But but I enjoy doing it and helping people. So people were responding to those videos. And so I said, hey, this is a need here. I'm going to keep this on the channel, but I'm going to continue doing some other things too, because after all, my channel is called Creative Living. And what that means to me is I try to show you how to live your life easier in every area. So I want us to enjoy our lives in every area. So when I go to a concert, I pay $50, I give it to you for free, right? We could talk about finances because we need to have creative living in our finances. We need to have creative living everywhere, right? In our health. I did some cooking because also I've owned my own restaurant and I've been a pastry chef, right? So I know a little bit about that. So it's just called Creative Living and it's just a very broad channel. Now, well, if I stay on housing, my channel may blow up. It doesn't really show. It hasn't been showing a lot like, you're thinking with that 12,000 video, but it could blow up, but that's not what my channel is about. So, but I've been doing it long enough. So I'm saying, YouTube, you need to show my videos because you know what I'm about by now. But it is really a broad channel.
Okay. Definitely. You covered a lot of things. You want me to skip over some questions. I know how you came in here today.
Yeah.
You're like, I think I'm gonna just give her a whole bunch of answers, and that way she can't answer me nothing else.
You must be like me because you already know. You are like me because I'm like, I can give you 5 questions in one sentence and I probably can answer 10 of them on your list, right? Yeah. Trying to get out of here.
Exactly.
I'm not down with this live stuff. So this is really my first time. It's my first collab, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you have me.
I am grateful to have you here as well. Now, I told you I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. We told you we're going to talk about you. You're interested to keep the flow going, okay? So now, in one of your more recent videos, it was titled, I Fell in Love with a Homeless Man. You kind of touched on this just a little bit, but the question to that is, you described yourself as attracting the homeless. Yes. What do you think is drawing them to you on a more deeper level than just your fact that you know that they're drawn to you.
Wow. I never really thought about that, right? I don't know what's attracting them. Um, maybe because I'm willing to listen and I'm open. I don't know. I just think that I'm nice and I just go around. I don't judge people. I accept people for who they are. And there they are. But I have to admit, there are some places I've really been overwhelmed. As much as I have this liking to the homeless, there have been times that I have been really overwhelmed and wanted to cry while I was in a city traveling by myself, because I just had people bombarding me. But I think it's that. I just think that maybe they just feel like, oh, she's the one. I must have that on my forehead. She's not going to judge me, right? She's going to love me. So that's all I can say. I really don't know. I don't know. It's probably just my life path too. I'm a number 9 life path for
Woo,
humanity.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go. And I
Hmm.
and I peeped you a humanitarian without even knowing your life path number. Look at that. That's because you show up as who you are, and that's deep. That's deep in itself.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Now, so with your experience with engaging with the homeless, what's one thing people misunderstand about them the most?
That they are out here just begging for money. So I did another video. I think it probably got 7,000 views when I was talking about a particular homeless person that I was standing up for in the streets of North Carolina. And people were on there. Most people were really, really receptive and nice to the video, but a lot of people said they just need to get a job. They need to get a job. And I kept saying, sometimes people are in situations when you don't have a house, where your housing is not right, other things are not right. Your mentality, different things. And sometimes it's not quite easy to just go to a job, right? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Yes, you can go wash up in a sink or somewhere else, or maybe at the Planet Fitness or something, but it takes a toll on you, right? It's a reason we all have this shelter and house. Like, we can live outside, but this is our safe haven. And so they kept saying, just, get a job. And sometimes it's just not easy. Right. And I think that's the most common thing, is that these people need to get a job and stop begging. But as you see on the other video, this other person didn't have a job and probably had more money than me, pulled out $100 bill, took me out to dinner, right? Paid for my bus fare because he didn't have any bills, right? So you don't know who you're talking to.
No.
So
And you
you
were
just
sitting on the
can't
bus
judge.
stop. You were sitting on the bus stop having pizza, singing songs with them. Oh my gosh. Y'all got to check out that video. It is so her first of all, her storytelling skills, like she drew you in like from the beginning with the title. And then so of course, I'm like, what? And then she keeps telling this story. Like, I don't want to give it away. I want y'all to watch it. Please watch it. It's definitely worth watching. I was very engaged in that because I was like, you didn't even know where it was going, and then it ended and showed her literally sitting on the bus stop with a homeless man who ordered pizza, and
That's
they were
all.
sitting there eating pizza and singing songs together. Like,
You can't make that up.
no, and it was literally happening right there. So it was like she told this story and then she showed you, like, this is what happens to me. This is what happens to me, right? So yes, it was awesome. That was awesome. All right, so um, remember to hit that like button if you haven't already. Go ahead and check out Creative Living with Ameasha. We're going to go ahead and continue. Any questions that you have, make sure you drop them in the chat. We're going to address them as we go through. And we're going to go ahead and continue. All right. So you really seem to be tapped into self. You talk about listening to the voice in your head. How do you distinguish between intuition and distraction?
Well, that's easy. We have all these distractions. Anytime that you're not listening to yourself, then you are distracted, right? Anytime someone else's voice is in your head. And that's just easy. But it's still hard to distinguish sometimes if you're not tapped in. It's hard to distinguish whose voice are you listening to, right? So we have all this, we're all on YouTube now. And I want to be honest, I'm just going to admit, and I heard you say last night, and I thought it was just me. I didn't know what YouTube was, right? YouTube has been around, I think 15, 18 years. So let me tell you, I've been in my own world. And I thought YouTube was a place that, like MTV, you watch videos, or maybe someone would just Google how to fix a car or something like that. So I was not in the real world until I became a YouTuber. So now I get a lot of distraction, right? Because we're in this YouTube world. And so sometimes now I have to take time to make sure that it's my voice that I'm listening to and not all the content that I've been watching or the news feed or social media, things like that. Because we got a lot of distraction, right? We do. But let's see. Your question was, how do I know? And that's how I know. I know because if I've been viewing something, then I'm gonna have to, if I have to make a decision, I'm gonna have to take more time, maybe a couple of days to turn things off to make sure that's me and not somebody else's voice.
Okay. I get what you're saying, because there's a lot of distraction out here, especially in these YouTube streets, because you could get I'm very easily distracted. It took me forever to put everything together, because every time I would go in to go do something, to look up something, I would end up a whole different place doing a whole different thing that didn't have anything to do with what I went in there to do begin with. So I was trying to maybe I could do this and not go, maybe I don't have to use YouTube to do it, but I had to use YouTube to do what I was doing. So it was hard. The distractions are there. They're definitely there. Absolutely. Now,
so even though you're down the YouTube rabbit hole, it's still good because now that we are YouTubers, and I'm glad like you're forming this community, because everybody at my house, when they're not a YouTuber, they don't know this language that we're talking about. They're like, there you go again. Yeah, I dream and sleep YouTube now. So I gotta have people like you, because everybody else thinks I'm crazy, right? But I'm like, I don't say anything to you, or you when you're in Facebook or you're on Instagram or wherever else, whatever lane you're down. But all of a sudden, it's here she go again with this YouTube stuff.
yeah, absolutely. I know what you're talking about. I know my family probably think I'm pretty much gone too, absorbed with it. But this is my, I don't know, this is my thing. This is what I like to do. This is what I enjoy doing. I like getting on here. I like, collaborating like I'm doing now. I like talking to others, seeing what everybody else is doing. And just learning and building community, like you said. This is my tribe. That's what I call everyone, my tribe. So we connected on that level. I never knew YouTube was all this. You couldn't have paid me to believe it. This was the inside scoop of YouTube. Now.
And it's your therapy, remember you said
yes,
that.
definitely. Yes, it is my therapy. It is my therapy. It's where I release a lot of things. Even if I never even posted, I release a lot. So it's beautiful. It is very beautiful when it comes down to that. So a lot of people wouldn't get, especially if you just don't participate in it, because you got to participate. I mean, I'm talking about participate. I'm not saying, you got a channel and, you just got a channel. I mean, I'm talking about you actually putting your foot forward and you're trying to see how this works. You'll end up in that position where it becomes your therapy, and you build this community that becomes like your support system. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a super beautiful thing. So let's go ahead and continue. Now, recently you released a video on procrastination. Mm-hmm. You had a very interesting analogy that you used. You were like, how procrastination can affect you, and what it does. You stated procrastination is a form of abuse to the body. Can you break that down and explain how it can be abusive to the body? And you also, no, let's break that into two. You stated that it was a form of abuse to the body. So can you break that down and explain how it can be abusive to the body in a
Mhm.
way that might make someone completely rethink how they approach their daily habits and being a procrastinator?
Well, I actually said it was abuse to the self. So procrastinating is a form of abuse to yourself.
Okay.
Okay. And then I said, I talked about my body. I talked about,
Mm.
first, I said procrastination is not life enhancing. I said that it might not be, it may not destroy your life or anything like that. I forget how I said it, but I said it's not life enhancing. And then I turned around and said, you know what? It could be an emergency because in my situation, I have been having some health challenges and there are some things that I wanted to
Mhm.
do that I needed to change. And I have been procrastinating about it. And so when you're procrastinating about it, you're putting it off. It's this thing to do that's in the back of your mind. It's always nagging you there. It's just another thing all the time, all the time. So it is. It's a form of self abuse. And if I don't do that thing that I need to do, I could pass away, right? So all because of putting it off for whatever reason, this
Mm.
payoff I'm either getting over here, or maybe I just don't love myself enough. That's another thing I equated it to. Sometimes we may not love ourselves enough. I heard someone say that procrastination sometimes is just a form of not loving yourself enough to think that you can have it. And I have been thinking about this for years since I heard it. I heard it maybe 15 years ago. And every year I think about it and it just started to hit. So I released the video last year and then I re-released the video just the other day because I needed to go back and listen to myself say it, right? But it's a form of abuse if you think about it in some ways. Everybody's going to be different depending on what they're procrastinating about, but in my case it's definitely self-abuse.
Mm. You did say that it was to your body based on it could be life threatening. Absolutely. Wow. Great. Thank you for explaining that. And you also said it was a crime. Um, and I can't I made a note on it. I don't know what I did with the note, but I remember you speaking about it being um as if it was okay. Here it is, right here. Huh, here it is. You said it also was like a thief.
Oh yes, a thief of time. It's a
Mm-hmm.
thief of time. Like I said, you're steady putting things off. So I need to clean that closet in there, and I've been saying that since summer, right? And I said it the other day because I was watching Queen Alchemy. I wanted to give her some watch time hours, right? Let me just because I got a little comedian in me. I'm sick today, but you guys, I swear you're gonna see it. But I just want to throw this in there, and then I'll come right back to it. Okay? Are we in any rush, Queen?
Nope. Take
Okay,
your
so
time.
I need to clean my closet. I've been talking about it for a long time, right? So spring cleaning time is coming. So the other day I had been in there and I was picking up. And so I turned you on. I said, let me give Queen some watch time hours, right? So two of the videos I didn't even comment on. You don't even know I watched. I saw you in a museum somewhere with a tour guide. They was talking about Africa or they was talking about Kemet or something like that, right? So, but I ended up in there. I said, I'll have her on in the background. And I started picking up some blouses and things and started doing some things. And before you know it, I had sat down on my little bench at the end of my bed. And 4 hours went past. 4 hours of live watch time hours with the queen, right? So my grandkids kept coming, 2 and 3 year old kept coming in the room, kept coming in the room. They look at me, then they look up at you, Queen. And because they're 2 and 3, we talk telepathically, right? So they were looking at me like, who was that? I said, that's the Queen. And they're like, I wish you would be the queen of your own house and go cook us some dinner, right? You keep watching this queen, right? So we need some stability around here. And as I told you before, I always have this running, um, what is it? I have that running movie of The Color Purple in my head.
Wait a
Where it's
minute. What?
I have the running move. Remember, I gave you guys the line the other day, you and Fatima, about Sugar Gavery. So I always have The Color Purple running in my head. So my grandkids were coming in there and running back and forth. And I said, I could just feel them saying, like, you're being the waitress at your own dinner table. We need some stability around here. We need you to cook for us. You over here watching this queen. We need you to be the queen, right? So that's just but
Oh my
anyways, it is a thief of time. So we know
gosh.
we have this thing to do. 4 hours later, I didn't cook for them. I'm just cooking for them, playing with them. I still never cleaned that closet, right? And things just take your time, like procrastination. You just procrastinate. You keep putting it off, and it's not life enhancing. Like I said, it's not.
Right. That's true. That's true. I've learned a lot of lessons from that. I've actually missed the boat a couple times on things that I should have been definitely on board with, and I missed it, just by procrastination. But not thinking of it, procrastination on so many levels. It has levels to it, obviously, because, you made me think about it a little differently when you said that. I wanted you to elaborate on it. I received it, but I wanted you to elaborate on it for, the viewers here so that they can, make you say, that thing to make you go. Matter of fact, somebody in the chat said, that's a great analogy.
Yeah. No, I can't see the chat, guys. I can only see what she puts up there. Tia, and then who was up
this,
there before? Homebody Trish.
yeah,
Yes. Hey, girl.
absolutely. So yeah, procrastination is not your friend at all. So now,
Yes, it's robbing you. It's stealing your life.
yeah,
Just like Homebody Trish says, it is robbing us
yeah,
of that good life that we could be having, that
yeah,
better life, right?
absolutely, yeah. But we don't even think of it like that. We just think of it like, okay, we'll do it later. Matter of fact, Zoe in the chat says that message really hit home for him, right? So you
Wow.
definitely was talking, and when you talking, and he typed that in when you said that about your health, how that was a situation for you. So you see, that's why I like to do what I do here, because you never know who need to hear what you got to say. I constantly say it all the time. Our experiences are not just for us, they're for others, so that we have be able to communicate these things, whether it's, and it always comes at the right timing, right? You most times people are in the right place at the right time doing the right thing, then you're going to receive what you need to get. So y'all in the right place, everybody. All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue here. Okay, so now you all over your channel, as you described at the top of this interview.
Yeah, okay, you
Now,
broke up for a minute. Say that again.
I said you definitely live creatively all over your channel,
Oh,
meaning
yeah.
that the way basically you already described that at the top of the interview. But so in addition to housing, homelessness, and mindset, you're truly into health and healing of the mind, body, and spirit as well.
Yes,
So
I
I
am.
noted in one of your videos where you were talking about herbalism and natural healing of the pain. Did I lose you?
No, no, I'm still here. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
oh yeah, I can hear you. I thought I seen you mouthing something. I didn't know. Okay. All right. And then so and you stated, so I'll start over. So I noted that you were talking about herbalism and natural healing of pain. In one of your videos, you were kind of talking about your ancestors, your grandparents, and things of that nature. Now, you stated how you approach things how we approach things in the past was basically considered like taboo, witchcraft, things that wasn't allowed. What do
Yes.
you think um, has changed or shifted that these things are being accepted today?
Well, it's just a like a resurrection, a resurgence coming back. We're talking about it more. A lot of us, just like I'm in herbalism school right now. So I'm taking
Mm,
courses because my health journey, unfortunately, it took my health journey to get here with my herb relationship, right? Even though early on in my life I started out, eating healthy, whatever, then kind of walked away from it. I can explain that later. But it's a resurgence, it's like a resurrection about it. We know, we're finding out, we knew that these things worked, right? Because we knew at one point our ancestors didn't have the modern medicine that we have today. So what were they doing? And we all tend to have forgot about this, right? We're all in the world, and we're accepting the norms for today. But some of us are thinking, we're going back. We're thinking, okay, some of this stuff doesn't make sense. It's not making sense, and everyone's still sick. So I think that everybody's coming back to accept it is going to be a thing. I don't want to say going to be a trend, this new trend, because it's a good thing. It's a good thing that herbs and herbalism, all of this stuff is coming. But the unfortunate part about it is the commercials, the stores, they're going to capitalize off of it, right? They're going to start capitalizing off this herb thing and all of that. And we're going to end up having herbs that are harvested that don't need to be harvested as much and put these plants at risk. But anyways, we're all coming back to it, seems like, a lot of us. So I think that's why we're accepting it, is because we started doing some questioning of what the old ways were and how
mm-hmm,
our people were living, right?
mm-hmm,
So when we started
mm-hmm.
thinking about it, we're like, okay, it was something had to be working for them because we didn't have all this stuff. And so we're going back to it because unfortunately medicine is failing us. Yeah.
Now you're 100% right. Like,
Hey Chip, low south.
definitely, you're right about the herbs and how things. I literally was trying to. I'm not going to stop using the word trying. I bought a course myself so that I can build an apothecary of my own with herbs and things. I just have not got into it. Also, like making my own soaps and all of that, but I just haven't gotten into it. It's a self-paced course that you take, but I just didn't get into it yet. But definitely, a lot of people are on that same path of thinking. So I think it's something that will continue and, you know, I know that when I was growing up, my grandmother, because my grandmother is definitely from way back in the old school, way beyond, and she used to use my mother too. They use natural things to heal you, to give to you when you had an ailment, when your body ached. They told you exactly what needed to do. It used to think now, and as you got older and you started having your own children, we started throwing those things out the window. And so, you know what I mean? We started saying, oh, no, you know, we need to go to the doctor. The doctor, that's not good. That's that old school stuff. That's not, it's not, they got new medicine now. And
Uh,
now we're trying to all run from it, so definitely we trying to run fast too. Uh, but definitely, that's a thing. That is a thing. I was just like wondering your view on that for sure. And I know you're really about your health and wellness. I mean, you talk a lot about that, and you did a a video. I told you about it. We thought, did I lose you again?
Okay, you came back in. It just breaks up, just small piece, but you're I hear you.
Yeah, you're doing the same thing, but it comes back.
Okay.
But the I forgot what my train of thought was. I apologize, y'all.
You're talking about the health and healing, and you said something about another video that I did.
Oh, you did another video on metaphysical things being metaphysical. So we think that things are that's wrong with us is some type of dis-ease in the body, which it is a dis-ease in the body, but more so we're associating and trying to fix it with things that may not be something that is truly needing a medicine, or maybe not even really an herb. It could be something that's just physically in your body that's making you ill, that's making you feel a certain way, or if you feel your body and you feel something in your body, and it's called metaphysical. Y'all need to check that out too. But I'm gonna have you tap into that just a little bit, because I'm sure you probably researched that on the basis of what you have been going through yourself. So would you tell us a little bit about that metaphysical?
Yes. Sometimes when you get sick over and over again and with the same things, and sometimes even with different things that pop up, you can look at the reasons behind, because everything is not genetic. We know that. Everybody's not getting everything genetically. We know a lot of things are from food. So we can say that. We know some things, some of our illnesses may be due to accidents, maybe somebody working too hard on the knees or something all their life. But if you start getting something over and over and over again, then it may be time to look at another cause. So we know the mind is powerful. There's a mind-body connection there. And every organ that we have in our body can be linked to, say, something else. There's something, if it's not in harmony. So metaphysics, basically in a nutshell, is you being in harmony with life. And when you're not in harmony, you're not in balance, then you get disease, right? Dis-ease. So there's no balance whatsoever. So when you violate the laws of nature, universal laws, you violate and go against certain things, then you suffer. And so I had to start looking at some of my root causes. Yes, food has a lot to do with it, but sometimes people eat the way I eat and they're just fine, right? So why me? I started to have to think, why was I having certain problems in certain areas of my life? And I had to go back and see if there was fear, if there was unforgiveness, if it was some parental issues. I'm not going to go into today what it is. I'll talk about it on the channel or another time, exactly what the health issues are. But sometimes you just have to go back and you have to start looking at, is there something else that's trying to get my attention? And what does this mean? Because it really does mean something. And you guys will have to just look up the metaphysical causes of illness. And I hate to say metaphysical, because metaphysical means balance, but why are you being sick? Which law? What are you violating, basically? Hi, Tracy.
Yeah. So absolutely. Now, metaphysical, you said, means balance, but it's something that's off in your body that causes you to feel.
So whenever you don't have balance, or you're not living in harmony, then things get off. It goes way over to the left. Right?
Absolutely. Okay. So now, if you think about what she's saying, and I mean, she breaks it down. She has a video. Everything I'm asking her about, I want y'all to know she has a video on. So if you want to go in a little bit deeper on these things that she is talking about, definitely tap in with Creative Living with Ameasha. Make sure you're connecting with her. Check out those videos that I'm mentioning here, but not just those, but go through and see what she has there. She is very, first of all, she's inspiring, but she's uplifting, but she's very knowledgeable. She puts out a lot of information. Now, that metaphysical one, she breaks down, she goes from basically, if we had to label it A to Z, she goes A to Z. Okay, so she pulls it out, all the way through. She's not holding any stops. So definitely you'll start hearing some things that she says and you'll say, oh, wait. Let me rewind that. What? That makes so much sense. So make sure y'all check that out, okay? Make sure y'all check that out. All
Just
right.
go
So
through my playlist, guys. I know it looks like sometimes for some of you that it's just housing, but housing, I'm busy with housing, right? The people need housing. So I can't get the housing videos out fast enough. I have so much to say with housing and so much help. But if you go through my playlist, and everything is ordered in a playlist, there's a herbalism playlist, there's a recipe playlist, there's a all in love playlist, there's whatever, there's concerts and entertainment playlists. You have to go through the playlist to actually look for it. But right off, it does look like it's a real estate channel.
and you know what? When I first went to your channel, remember I said to you just recently that I didn't know that I saw that metaphysical video on your channel.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know it was me. Yes.
It's because that I was housing and I associated that to you. So that's crazy. All right. So I'm glad you're clarifying that for everyone. Now, if you're loving this conversation so far, let me know in the chat. And then, because this is definitely a vibe we having right here. All of Ameasha's insight. Make sure, like I said, check out her channel, Creative Living with Ameasha. And trust me, you don't want to miss what she's sharing over there, because I told you, you seeing all the nuggets she's dropping right here, right now. So can you imagine what her content is about, right? And then, and while you're here, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you feel like other people will find this conversation information, share the live too. Share the live. Share it so we can spread all these vibes, right? Now, let's go ahead here and continue on. And for the next question, you have a focus on self-care. Mm-hmm. If you could rebrand the concept of self-care to be more meaningful, what would you call it and what would it include?
Just sum it up by saying a love affair with yourself, right? As a woman of a certain age, I have come to understand that everything is just about loving ourselves, basically. And we all think we're doing it, right? We all think, you told me 30 years ago I was loving myself. Girl, I wasn't loving myself. That's a lifelong journey, right? So there's just deeper levels of it. To me, my opinion is what I'm going to say. Some people do this really well. So let me just start out. A lot of y'all are already doing this self-care thing. Good. I failed in that. I failed in it because I was a young parent. I had got married out of high school. I had a child in high school, and I went straight on having kids. And I put myself on the back burner. It was all about my spouse. It was all about my children, like a lot of us, right? So this love affair with myself all stems, yes, from this healthcare journey. But when I really start thinking about it, that's what we all need. That's where we all need to go. It's just a love affair with ourselves, falling in love with ourselves truly. And not just the lip service to it and the self-care. Because as you saw on the self-care video, I said, this is not your average self-care video. This is not about putting a lip gloss on or anything like this. It's going to make you think and you're going to go deeper. Everybody's not going to like it. Everybody's not going to like it. Somebody's going to have to turn because I'm talking about the superficiality of the self-care that we're thinking. I need us to go deep. I need us to think about why we're getting these boobs done. Why we're getting a butt.
You broke up. You broke up.
Oh yeah, I said I need us to think deeply about why we're getting our boobs done, why we're getting surgery, why we're getting a butt. If it's out of self-love or is it out of something else, right? So everything, I ask you these questions all the time. This is the purpose of the channel, is just to get you to think in a different way. Like I said, creative living, a creative way, give you a new perspective, just sharing ideas with you, right? Like we're doing here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, that was a great answer. You answered it very efficiently. Thank you for that. On self-care. She actually have a video on that as well, y'all.
I'm
All
trying
right.
to get other stuff out here so you guys can watch me, my fam. Everybody's thinking we don't need housing. I'm just trying to put the other stuff out here.
Yeah. Absolutely. Tia says, thank you for working on housing because people need it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Tia says, yes, we need to start using more than 10% of our brain. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Tia. All right. So you've talked about health being your wealth. If you were given 30 seconds to convince someone to change their lifestyle, what would you say? 30 seconds.
You only got this one life, right? That we know of. So even if we come back as something else, a bird, a frog, or it coming somewhere else, whatever you believe, we got this one life, guys. And we want to enjoy it, right? We want to be 70, 80, 90, and we don't want to have to be taking all this medicine and can't enjoy it. We don't just want to have longevity. We want to enjoy our lives. Got one life to rock. So we might as well start now.
All right. That was the commercial, y'all. Ah, sis putting it out. She putting it down, y'all. She putting it down. She out here giving us nuggets. She just gave us a whole commercial in 30 seconds. All right. Now, just to double, I'm not going to double back. I'm not going to double back. We're just going to keep it flowing. All right. So if society had to redefine what success looks like, what new metrics would you put in place to redefine what success looks like?
Let me tell you, for somebody that was like all of us.
You froze off the top.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. Let me tell you, because a lot of us, we all been in corporate and all of that stuff. That's not success. Success for me is doing what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it. Success to me these days are sitting outside in my yard for 6, 8 hours in the sun, just sweating, reading a book and drinking watermelon juice. Okay. That's peace. That's happiness for me today. And that's all I want to do, is do what I want to do. I want time freedom and I want abundance freedom. That is success today.
You must want me to get up out this chair and start
Girl,
dancing.
I'm waiting. Because I have saw you in action. I'm waiting.
Oh, I'm like, she's ready for me to jump up and down and start dancing around in the circle because yes, that's all I talk about. Time.
And that's why I said, me and you, when we met, I said, no, this sister, she touched my spirit. This is one of a kind right here. Yes, I'm good. We're gonna have to be friends. That's what I said to myself.
Because your vibe attracts your tribe, and you can't say it no better than that.
Who said that the other day? Who said rooted essential? Who said that? Somebody said you said.
I'm always saying it because I got it from. She did a video on it. Early Bird. She's on the. I haven't seen her in a while, but Early Bird. I hope she okay. Sending her positive vibes. But yeah, she did a video, and when I didn't even know what the video. I didn't even watch it. All I saw was your vibe attracts your. I was like, it sure does. It sure does. it sure does. It does. So definitely. I don't know if Rudy might have said it too. Absolutely. Yes. Now, do you think people are afraid of freedom? Why or why not?
You know what? I always heard that people were afraid of success. I even had my stepdaddy tell me that one time when I was younger, and I was like, I don't think so. But I know I wasn't afraid of fear because I was
Mm,
always taking chances. But that makes me think about it now that you said it, because I still don't have that answer. But there's a lot of times that probably is a possibility. So if people are afraid of success, then yes, they're definitely afraid to have freedom because we have been conditioned to lean on things, right? Like the government or whatever. We're always leaning
yeah.
on something. So we may be not saying that anything is wrong with the government, because that's what I talk about government house. I'm trying to help people to as a come up, not to be stuck. But so we all need people and different things at different stages of our lives, but it's very well a possibility that we may be afraid of our freedom. That's why we're fighting so hard now against all this stuff that's going on out here, with the administration and whatever. Why are we fighting it? So I mean, we got valid reason, but on the flip side, what I'm trying to say, besides us have our own, because that's true freedom, we
Right.
fighting for someone
Yeah.
to give us something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I agree with, I agree with using tools as you have them available to you to your benefit. I gave a very example yesterday to um, a family that came over from Africa, and they had been here for a while. She was raising her sister and her brother, and they were in high school. And we are taught here to go through school, get your degrees, get your high school diploma, graduate, because you're not gonna get nowhere if you don't. If you don't do that, you're not gonna get nowhere. Well, they came over here, figured out our system, and realized that you ever seen things where under age 18 or a GED, you get to go here and do this for free, you get this kind of training for free, you get this and that, you can do all these things for free. Well, she had her sister drop out of high school at 16, get a GED. She went to school for free for college courses for free because she got her GED. That's about using the resources, right?
That's
So
right.
that's what I'm talking about, like using the resources, because she used it. She was an RN by the time she was 20. So that
That's
you
what I
get what I'm
tell them on my house videos. I said, people come on here all the time. Why are you telling them that kind of stuff to get their stuff from the government? Let them go. If they smart, save their money, put it up, and do something. Use the resources to your benefit. Take this information, please. I'm just giving it to you. I'm just giving it to you for free. Take it and run with it. All right. Let those other people talk about I wouldn't want to live in Section 8. Let me tell you, if I lost my house today, and if that's what is available, I'm going to start over right there in the projects, public housing, whatever. That's where, if that's the resource for me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put my money to the side because my money doesn't have to go on this expensive rent, right? That's true freedom. Once again, like I talked about with the homeless guy, he had true freedom to me. He didn't have any bills. He was houseless. Houseless. I'm not going to say homeless. He was houseless. No bills.
saying.
Hey, I
Yeah.
envy you. You get to travel around, bop around wherever you want to, whenever you want to. And I got to be stuck here paying a bill.
That's
No, you got
freedom.
true freedom.
That is freedom. That's freedom. I mean, we looking at them all a different way. Come on now. That's freedom. I'm telling you, when I watched that one too, I'm telling you, please, y'all, go watch these videos, because I know when she's talking to me, I know exactly what she's talking about. She make references. I know what she's talking about because I didn't, watched it from the rooter to the tutor. Several of them, as she can see, I've been tuned in. So when she said she gave me some watch hours, being on here, y'all automatically get some watch outs because I'm about to study who you are, what you got going on, and I need to understand before I have you sitting next to me and I ain't had nothing to say, right? Because the best thing you could do is showcase who you are. Didn't I tell you? I told you, sis, I ain't gonna ask you nothing. Everything I ask you, you like right off the top. Come on now.
You do that so well with your interviews. Yeah, you make people feel at home. And like you said, you research them. You're so good at that. I see you hopping around here.
That's too funny. Hold on a second. I just closed out. Can y'all still see me? I made a mistake and closed the screen out.
T-I, T-I.
All right, there we go. Okay, I'm back. I'm lost the screen. All right, give me just a second. Here we go. Now, if you could go back and witness one moment in history, just as an observer, what moment would you choose and why?
Only one moment in history. Are you serious right now, lady?
Just one. Just one. Give me whatever come off the top of your head.
Just thinking about just coming out my mother's womb and just, I don't know, I can't even remember that, but I'm sure I needed some extra love. I needed some extra love.
You're an observer, though. You're an observer. You're observing. You're the observer. So you can literally, you may not remember, but if you can go back and observe it, you would do so. Is that what you're saying?
I think I would come back and do everything like I have done it now, but I think I would just go back to that one moment and just have my mom hug me as a little girl somewhere along the line back there. Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. So now, once again, everyone, like I told you, we vibing. Make sure y'all connecting with the people in the chat. Also, make sure you're connecting with Creative Living by Ameasha. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Make sure you're tapping that like button. Share this live if you're getting something out of it. And we're going to continue on to the next set of questions here. Now, these are a little more light. Okay. So if you wake up tomorrow, well, not if, when you wake up tomorrow, and all of a sudden, the only food you can eat for the rest of your life is based on your last meal, what would it be and how would you feel about that?
Yes. Well, I think I would be okay with it. The only part I wouldn't like is that I probably would continue losing weight. So since I've been on this herbal journey, I've been just taking all herbs and had juicing. So I lost 30 pounds. So I'm a little frail and thin. And I would like to have a little vanity. I would like to have my weight back. But I would be okay because we can live off herbs.
Okay. So, and you definitely can. You definitely can. Mm-hmm. You can actually live without any substance, but definitely you can, because we really regenerate what we need in our bodies on our own. Wow. So look at her. She got the herbal life going on. She juicing. Y'all better tap in with her, sister. Tap in. All right. So if your soul had a playlist, what 3 songs would absolutely have to be on it?
Oh my. Anything with Alexander O'Neal. I dig that Sunshine. I dig anything with Frankie Beverly and Maze. And I dig the SOS band. I'm the old school. All the stuff that when I was growing up, my mother was listening to, I am listening to it now. Yes, I am listening to it.
On a whole nother court. I mean, this is not on the list, but just to piggyback off what you said, does any of that music that you speak of just sometimes pop in your head and you begin to sing it, and then you listen to the actual words. You singing the words because you know the words just from repetition, but you really haven't really listened to the words, and then you would like why that song popped in your head, and then you listen to it and you're like, wow, that song is deep, but it's relevant for this very moment.
Yeah, one of Frankie Beverly and Mays probably we are one.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we are one.
We are one.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
We are one.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. We are one.
Everything.
Hey, that's for this collaboration right now.
Yeah.
We are. Y'all didn't know I could sing, did you? No applause needed. No applause needed. No applause. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. I was we were the other day, I couldn't even find it on my play. I couldn't even pull it up. It was my Spotify was acting up, my Apple Music was acting up, everything was acting up, and I forgot about the fact I do so much on YouTube. I don't listen to music, but I know you can find the songs on YouTube. But I didn't even think about that. But because I wanted to hear the words, because in my mind, like I told you, the song just came to me was "Happy Feelings in the Air."
All right.
If they would not give me a copyright, I would definitely turn that on, because that was it. And then I said, I gotta listen to the words all the way through. I gotta hear what he's saying. And I finally got it to play, and I played it probably half of the day. Just kept playing over and over and over and over again. Happy Feelings. Yes. Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
you're on a whole nother frequency, right?
Yeah.
As we're getting older and we're taking these herbs and things, you're on a whole nother frequency. I would never thought I'd be listening to that stuff my mother was listening to. Right? So, but that's true soul. That's the real music right there.
Absolutely.
Everything back in the 70s and all of that. That is
mm-hmm.
That's the real
music.
deal.
Absolutely.
I can't buy it on this new stuff.
Some of it I just can't get with. I can't. Maybe it ain't for me to get with. That's what I said. I said maybe it's just not for me. Everything not for everybody. But I love all music though. I do. I can appreciate all music and what it's intended to be. So because music is vibration and frequency, and so basically, if you utilize the music for to take you a place. I always say music can take you anywhere. It can put you in a place. That's why I say it can take you to a time in your life. I use it for shadow work. I use my music for shadow work because I definitely know there was always a song playing. So you see how easy you could rap those songs out. When I said give me 3 songs that would, if your soul had a playlist, you could just throw them out there, because definitely those things are tapped into, your shadow work, your spirit. So for sure. All right. Now, a currency. What would be the most valuable emotion that would be I'm sorry, let's start over. If emotions had a currency, what would be the most valuable emotion, and what would be the least valuable?
What I'm striving toward is joy, right? I'm striving toward, my nose is running. Striving toward, I know you said you couldn't see me earlier under that light, joy and healing right now. So the least would be, it's no brighter in here either. The least would be hurting, because then I wouldn't be healing. So joy and hurting.
Let me back into that. So if emotions had a currency, what would be the most valuable one?
Joy.
And what would be the least? You said hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm with that. Um, if you could design a dream retreat, where I'm sorry, if you could design a dream retreat where you could teach people your philosophy on life, what's the first activity on the schedule?
Oh, see, my mind went to already trying to find a place. See, I'm way, way ahead. That's why I should have been
You try to figure out where the retreat gonna happen.
trying to figure out where that's gonna happen at, right? Let me see. Okay, what's the first thing on the agenda? A little prayer and meditation, just like we started out today. Or behind the scenes, we started out today. Mhm.
Meditation and prayer. Okay. That's what would be the first on the agenda.
First thing on the agenda, we got to set the tone right.
Set the tone. Let's go. All right. Now, the
Wait,
reason that we
where are you
even,
going? Answer hers. That's what I so shadow work using music, as you said. How
yeah,
does
she said she never thought about it. Doing shadow work, using music, it totally makes sense.
what kind of music do you put on though, Queen?
It all goes back to where the music takes you to. So growing up, you always, shadow work is typically you going all the way back to a time where you can remember, because everybody can't remember past a certain time. For me, in my life, there's a blockage. So
Mm.
I always try to get past. Honestly, I don't really remember being, I want to say, I don't clearly remember being like 5 and nothing before that. I don't clear. I only think I know about being 5 because I've been told so many stories about walking with my a neighbor walking me to school with her and her son and whatever. Like I was told these stories, so it's almost like I want to remember that, but I don't really remember it, right? So like when my clearest memories come into play, which is probably the craziest thing, is probably around age 10. That's my
Okay.
clearest memory.
So, what
But
music does that for you? The music of that year?
the music, the music that played at times of happiness, music that played at the time of sadness, the music that played when I was in trouble, the music that played when I was just overjoyed, the music, like, just that,
Mhm.
the first thing you said, what played at the time, first thing, I don't think I don't know if I was 10, but I always think about the Double Dutch Bus was always a fun a
Mm.
song for me, right? But it was because it was fun. It was a fun song, but it also tapped into some places where I enjoyed life and I can remember it, right? I can
Mhm.
remember it. But I think a lot of my blockage, the more I get to figure out who I am and how things actually are set up, is because we are more than just this that we are today.
Okay.
So I think because I come from a different place, that there was a time where I was dwelling in 2 places at one time, and it didn't come clear until I was like on one side or the other. That's what I feel like, because when I tell you is the clarity comes in around 10. Like I could tell you any and everything that happened from probably age 11 on. I could tell you every story. I could tell you where I lived. I could tell you, you get what I'm saying? But when I was, anytime before that, it's unclear. Only by stories someone told me. So when it comes down to the music, when I hear certain songs, it takes me a place.
Mhm.
And I go there, and if it was hurt, I live in it. I dwell in it, and I go through it again and again, however many times I have to, before I'm all right with that. So now I hear that song, and it don't bring that to me. It don't give me that. You got to do your shadow work. You got to do your shadow work, and so that's what I do. I have a playlist that's full of songs that all represent a time in my life. I mean, all the way through adulthood. Yeah.
Mm.
So, for instance, every time, and I hear the song more often than not because they still play it on the radio every now and again. And actually, I just came through and they just had it on the in the list for the shorts for YouTube. But "There Go My Baby" by Usher, right?
Yeah.
Because that was my late husband's ringtone for me. It would be when I would call him, because he used to always be like, "There goes my baby," and then so that song, that ringtone would always come on. So of course I hear that ringtone. What's the first thing I hear that song? What's the first thing I think about? Him, right? So it's on my list because it's a thing. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely. Am I glitching? Someone said I'm glitching. Am I glitching? I hope not.
Oh.
Are we glitching? Alicia, hey! Welcome, sis. Welcome. Honey, anybody, are we glitching? Can anybody just put something in there? Clear on this side. Okay, so it might be you, Janet, it might be you. Honey says, I've spoken before about music and trauma bonding. It's very real and the true soundtrack of my life. It's real. Music is deep. Music goes deep. It hits deep. It runs deep, and it's the one thing that you can relate to over and over and over again because it just doesn't go anywhere. You think about it. We're listening to songs from, like you said, the 70s. But even earlier than that. We're listening to that music and we can relate to the music. So music doesn't go anywhere. Music doesn't go anywhere. All right. So now let's get back to our guest at hand. Enough of me talking because we could talk about me all day. Now we're going to get into the YouTube journey because that's what you are. You are here on YouTube. And so you talked about all the things that you've done on YouTube, the different areas and the genres. The topics and things that you cover. But tell me this, how long have you been on YouTube?
Too long. I have blowed up. Look, YouTube. Let me tell you, YouTube algorithm feels like I'm fighting a machine. I'm putting in the work. All right. Show my videos. You see me here every day putting in the work. About 19 months. 19 or 20 months.
Okay. All right. So she put some time in on YouTube, y'all. So definitely she sees it. She's seen some things.
I didn't really start out with the long form. I kind of came in with I didn't start like you guys. You guys are so smart, coming right in, getting your watch time hours right away. I came in just putting in reels or shorts. So I had a whole bunch of stuff in my phone. So if you go through my shorts, it's not even me today. It's like years ago, but it's still, who I am. So my shorts give you a glimpse of who I am in my life because I know my long form videos don't do that. But I just started out just putting my shorts out every day. Before I even started putting long content or getting consistent with it. So it was a long stretch before I started playing around with the long form.
Okay.
So those shorts, they'll get you some subscribers, guys. So you want to do the shorts. You definitely want to do that. But I did notice that the shorts people are the shorts people and the long form videos are usually, you have some that will do both, your loyal people, but the short people are the shorts people. And the long-term video, long form is the long form. It really usually doesn't convert over.
Right.
My experience.
Yeah. I've had the same type of experience, but I use them I'm big on commercials. I use them as mini commercials. I put out there, so now you can kind of see what I'm about on my channel because you may not even get to my channel otherwise because the shorts are being pushed out. But the long form videos, like you said, push me out there, please get me out there. But they'll push that short. And more people will get exposed to who you are. So definitely you want to You want to definitely do that as far as doing some shorts, just as a mini commercial. All right, so check this out. Um, Now we've seen how long she's been on YouTube, and what is something about YouTube that has surprised you the most since starting your channel? Something about YouTube that surprised you.
Well, I guess there are some people like us that will start following you and be loyal. I guess I should have had knew that already, but there are people that become friends, right? So that kind of shocked me because I was going to just try to keep it professional. I wasn't going to be the YouTuber that wasn't going to respond since I'm such a small YouTuber. I wasn't going to respond in the comments to people. I knew I was going to do that, but I wasn't going to start developing relationships with people, right? I was just going to throw my video out there. Yep, thank you. And so I guess what shocks me the most is that you do have to spend some time building, like you guys are building community. So here I am 18, 19 months later, just starting to do that. And I should have did it in the beginning because I too still waiting on watch time hours because my videos are not like y'all's. My videos are 3 to 5 minutes long. All right. So now I need to start putting out an hour video and building community. And I'm kind of glad I didn't do it at first because I was still trying to find my way,
Mm.
right? So I didn't want to start building over here with these homemakers. And then I ended up over here being with housing anyways. But as I said, it's broad. And so I think people know me now. If I see this particular video for housing and that's all I'm about for her channel, is distinct, is unique, then I'll watch it. So same thing with you guys. Now, if you're new subscribers and you just want to hear me talk about the other stuff, just look for that. You'll know what the housing videos look like when it comes. You don't have to look at it. I'm not even saying look at it. I mean, you can support me, but I'm just saying that you don't have to look at it. Look at the other stuff that you want to see. Just support me on the stuff that you like. I don't expect you to open up my videos and watch them and for the duration, all of that. Just come in, like it, say you were there, and just choose the ones that you were interested in.
Okay, okay. Y'all heard you heard the sister speak. She said, "Watch what you're interested in," which makes sense, right? Because everybody's channel got a lot of channels have a lot of variety to it. But like I said, I feel like your channel encapsulates what you actually are about, a little bit of everything, right? So it says creative living. It doesn't say how. It just says it's creative, and everything you are, touching on is about living. So for sure. Now, if your channel disappeared tomorrow, though, what lesson would you walk away from, and what would be the most valuable lesson you would walk away with?
Well, I would just say if my channel was gone tomorrow, that I got the confidence slowly but surely what I need to start something else, right? Probably a podcast or something. I don't know. But it's been valuable to walk away, but that I was able to create these videos creatively. Because the longer you do it, the better and better that you get. So your skills are getting better. So you can take that anywhere.
Okay, absolutely. All right. How do you balance making content that educates and challenges people without overwhelming them?
Without overwhelming, I might be doing some of that. I don't I don't know. No one has told me yet. You
Mhm,
guys would have to tell me that. I just give the information. I don't know if you can
mhm.
take it or you can't take it. So I really do believe that I give more information than what's needed, but That's what I like to do. Like I said, it's for the people that's going to take it and run with it, not charging for it. Because sometimes a lot of people in the information on information channels, they'll give you so much, but then, they have something that they want you to buy or behind the scenes or something. And because right now I'm not selling anything and I don't offer anything, I just give it all to you. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to take it and run with it. So I may be overwhelming some people, but then there's some people like me and you, Queen. We feed on this information. It's like, give me the information because I'm going to do
Right.
it.
If you say it's, especially if you not, it's not a caveat to it where we gotta, you get me to this point and then I need to, put my email in here and then you're gonna send me a, you know, but I ain't mad at the businessman at all, make it happen. Make it happen.
No,
Because
no,
eventually we all will be in a place where we are promoting something other than what is that has a different cost. Right now, we're all paying a price. And I talked about it last night on my live. We're all paying attention. We're paying it. We're giving it to everyone else, right? So we're paying that out. So we're all paying for something right now anyway. We're supporting each other and paying attention to each other's content. So this is where we're at right now. When we get to another stage, we might be looking at monetary pay. A lot of us is starting to hit that. I mean, you definitely over the 1,000K mark. I mean, the 1K mark, which is over 1,000 subscribers at this point. However, some of us trying to get there, and definitely, when we hit that 500 mark and those 3,000 watch hours with, that monetization, you're going to want, hey, I might want to have to start me a membership, right?
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying that's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. Some people may be at that next level at that point, but some people are just trying to bypass that altogether and get to the next point, So
Yeah.
definitely. So let me ask you this. So the video that you had that had the 12K views on it for the affordable housing, it did so well. I think it was a 5-minute video.
Yes, I don't think it was more than 5 minutes. I don't really do take a lot of time. I come in, jump in, say what I got to say, and get off. I don't want to waste anyone's time. Like I said, I'm just detailed. I want to give the information to them because it's an information channel is what it really should be called. More so because I give out so much information. But yeah, it probably was 5 or 6 minutes long. Did you say why did it do so well?
Why do you think it did so well?
Well, let me tell you. Sometimes you got to do the outrageous with YouTube, right? Sometimes I lay in my bed at night. I always got a story, guys, so just hold tight. I lay in my bed at night. I stroll like all of us, and we say, this got 500,000 views, right? I'm doing just as good as anybody else. I think my videos is just good. I heard all of y'all say it. We all go through it as YouTubers. I about fell off the bed sometimes with these outrageous titles. Sometimes YouTube responds well to an outrageous title. I don't do it, and it really wasn't outrageous. But I'm just saying, sometimes you got to say, a salad saved my life. Now, we know salads, overall, for us health people, it can save your life. But I'm just saying, in general, you might have to say Robitussin saved my life today. And then your channel just blows. It will say, what? I just fall out the bed at night sometimes. I said, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You got to say this. I don't usually say anything that's outrageous, but I'm thinking about it. But I want to stay in integrity. So I can't find anything outrageous to say without being in integrity. So basically, this one got views because the president was on there, right? His face was on there, basically. But the message may have sounded, because some people was even in the comments, you use this to do. No, the message was genuine, the information that I gave, because some of my people were on another video talking about we're scared and such is just discontinued this, or this program is probably getting ready to get rid of. And I went into those comments and I told them, I said, well, I'm in a housing meeting, because I stay tapped into to certain places. And I said, well, I'm in a housing meeting. When I get out the housing meeting, I'll come on and address it, you guys. So it was a very passionate video. I think why it did so well, because it actually got me yelling. When I'm like this, I start speaking up because I'm trying to get you to hear me. I don't even know how this is going to be received or sound like, because I'm so soft usually in all my other videos. But when I started yelling, I was passionate about it, telling them to grow their own food and not depend on the government, blah, blah, blah. And it had the president's face on there. And then it had an outrageous title, Salad Saved My Life. So that video went on. Let me see what she's talking about. And talking about what our president, you know what I'm saying? What is exactly this? So I think that's why it did what it did. And sometimes as content creators, we're going to have to do that, right? To get the attention that you need so people can find out who you are.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure that out, because I was just having that same conversation that you say, well, I don't understand how. I literally just had that same conversation. Like, look what they doing. They just sitting in their car. Like they ain't even talking about they're not talking about nothing I ain't never heard before. Like, what's making this be so interesting that you can go, like, went to bed at night with 500 subscribers and woke up the next day with 1,000 and over 100K on your video? Like, where that happened at? I got another day, but you know what I'm saying? Like, like where does that even happen at? Like,
your thumbnails are getting ready to attract them. You've been doing pretty good with that. So I'm gonna need some help on that, because that's my downfall, is the thumbnails. I can do the videos. I didn't, master that now, but that's probably what it is. Their thumbnails and those titles a lot of times.
Their thumbnail is the picture of them in their car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With no words, with no nothing.
Wow.
No. And the title wasn't, I mean, I wouldn't have clicked on it otherwise. The only reason I clicked on it is because somebody talked about the fact that I had to go see it with my own eyes, because I was like, they making that up. And I went to see it, and it was true. And I was sitting up there, and I literally, this probably was yesterday. I want to say this was last night. I had this conversation, like, how in the world, with myself?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? And I'm listening to this video intently, trying to figure out what was it that triggered it. And I was like, I'm supposed to be doing something else. See how you get distracted? Mm-hmm. I was supposed to be doing something totally different than that. I had a whole agenda yesterday, and I did not do it. I did not do everything on my agenda. It was not procrastination, though. It was not procrastination. It was distraction. It was distraction. Alicia J Speaks is in the building here. If you're not connected with Alicia, I'm going to tell you to tap in with her, along with, of course, my guest, Creative Living with Ameasha. And I'm telling you this is because Alicia is the reason that I go live every day until the 28th of this month. It was the challenge. She said, do the live challenge. And I did it the day I heard about it. I came in on the end of a live that she wasn't even live. It was somebody else that she arranged it through their live. Why did she do her own live and arrange it? Can anybody guess? Because she only had 26 subscribers. Mm-hmm. And she put a live challenge on the table with the monetary value. So I'm gonna give it up to that sis. I wasn't in it for the monetary value, because again, I told you, I already know that, it's going to come out to my good anyway, after, going live every day. I mean, come on. And it's challenging. And they say it's a challenge. It's challenging to do that. I almost didn't make it last night. I literally, 11:50, I turned the camera on. But
Let's talk about your late night talk show last night. Somebody couldn't get it. I said 1:15 when you turned on that movie or that show that you was airing again. I said, you know what? I'm gonna sneak off of here right now because I don't know. About 3-4 times this week she done came on. She's the late night talk show queen. I said, what is up with
I gotta
Queen?
get it in. I gotta get it in where I can fit it in. I got to. I work. I'm a caregiver for my mom, and I'm going live every day. I have my grandchildren on the weekend. I just went home right before. I was scurrying around here trying to get this because I'm like, she gonna call me any minute now before we got ready. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. But I said, you know what? I'm not gonna allow things or excuses to get in my way because this is what I want to do. You know, I'm always letting everything else that somebody else want me to do or something else get in the way. I can do those things too, but I need to make sure that I am doing what I need to do for me that makes me feel like this is what I want to do. So,
and it's gonna pay off for you. It's going to pay off because those times I wasn't doing the long form videos, I made sure every day that I at least put out a short form. And sometimes I put out short forms 3 times a day, right? So like I said, we understand because we're in the YouTube world. But you tell everybody else that, they're like, oh, whatever. I said, you'll see one day, but it's going to pay off. And you've already seen results, right? 44 watch hours the other night, just letting that restream. You're doing better than me. Like I had the homeless man, I think, has 700 views, and I only have 25 watch hours or however on that. So you're doing good. So just keep it up.
Now, get those live. If you go live, I mean, you got a live right now. You got a live right now.
Does this count?
Yeah, you're live. You're live with me right now. So
I didn't know it counts on mine though because you did.
No. I mean, if somebody's watching your stream, right, your watch hours. Okay. Yeah, whatever's happening on your side right now is your watch hours.
So you've been researching all this stuff. You've been playing with live stream. StreamYard. You've been playing with Restream. All of that. That's one thing you're not going to hear on Creative Living. You're not going to hear me come on talking about technology or how to help your YouTube channel. So you're not going to hear that.
Health and wellness, the health and wellness of your YouTube channel. You know how you say creative living is all these things, right? Health and wellness is everything. Everything needs some health and wellness and a little boost and a little something, right? So our YouTube channels do need some health and wellness at times because we don't know all of the ins and outs. And I'm tapping on 4 months. I don't know it all either. But what I jumped into was trying to figure out ways that I can make everything happen. I wish when I knew, just like Alicia is doing now, she just got her, you got to have 50 subscribers to go live, but she's doing it right now. Mm-hmm. Meaning that she started off the top. That's where I wish I would have started because I probably already, you get what I'm saying? I would have already been there. I would have been there at the watch hours. I've just been right now just trying to get to the subscribers, but definitely that's the way to go. And so if I was to redo this, I wish somebody would ask me this question. If you could start all over again, that's what I would do different. I would start going live right off the top at 50 watch hours, nervous and all, because the first time I went live, I was not ready to go live. I just did it. I just did it. Because I was thinking, what I'm going to say? What if somebody come on there? What am I going to do?
I'm so terrified. I'm terrified. I am that pre-recorded woman.
Well, watch this. Watch this, though. You say you're pre-recorded. We talk about the restream. How you said the video that played the night prior, my Black Excellence video that played over and over and over and over and over again. Pre-record your content, throw it on Restream, and just let it play on live. It's still your content, and people still going to see it after it's posted after the live. You're just going to go back into the editor and cut it down to, if it's a 20-minute video and you let it reel for all that time, you're just going to cut it down to the 20 minutes it is, delete all the rest of that, and now it's a 20-minute video, but you keep all the watch hours you got from the time that you ran it live. Mm-hmm. So there you go. You don't, no excuses, none excuses. Go live. Go live. Go live. All of y'all go live. Peace and love to the chat. We in here just chatting it up. We started out talking about a lot of things. So if you're just joining the live, make sure you double tapping the screen. Make sure you connecting with our sister on the platform here, Creator Living with Ameasha. Trust me, you don't want to miss what she's sharing over there on her channel. So make sure you check her out over there. And also connect with people if you haven't connected with them in the chat. Check them out. Again, y'all know how I do on my channel. We are not a sub for sub channel. We are supporters over here. So definitely, if you're here to support, if you're not really that interested in the channel, when you go over there, please don't subscribe. And don't, because you do mess up the person's algorithm in the process. Just letting you know that's how it works. And you don't want to do that. We want to be able to grow. That's what this is. This is a collab and grow, not collab and stagnation. All right, so let's go ahead and clean everyone. We have a few more questions and then we're going to wrap it up. If you have any questions, I didn't see any questions in there. I just saw a lot of comments in the chat. It says here, my friend does that. She just stays in the chat communicating with the watchers on the restream videos. Absolutely, you can do that, and you can walk away. You can do that, or you can walk away. You can go to the grocery store. Mine played all night from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. Y'all know I wasn't up that whole time. Y'all know. I mean, I was up late, but I was not up till 9 a.m. in the rising. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead here. A couple more questions, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Do you ever feel like your channel is calling you rather than just, I'm sorry, hold on, let's rephrase that. Do you feel like your channel is a calling rather than just content creation?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do feel that way. Well, it's intentional, put it that way, because I wasn't going to come on YouTube. It's just by happy accident from looking at Stephanie Perry, like a lot of you guys are already you watch her videos, and she had a YouTube challenge, and I took it because I just kept hearing her talk about it over and over again. But I was not interested in doing YouTube whatsoever. But because I am doing it, I'm making it intentional to make sure that my channel helps people. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's amazing. What's this person's name?
Stephanie Perry.
Okay. I'm not familiar, but again, I know I keep on bringing up Alicia, y'all. She brand new, but that's what her last live was about. If you know what you are doing, if you have something that's a need that for someone else, then that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you provide. And so, yes, being a calling is definitely a way to describe that. Alicia, it looks like you on the right track, because that's definitely a thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Great. Let's go here. Now, this is the last question.
Alicia J. Speaks. I know you talked about her last night. So yeah, I'm gonna follow her.
Yep, Alicia J. Speaks. Absolutely. She's very motivational. She's actually, I think she said one thing she says, I'm new to YouTube, but I'm not new to this. I'm not new to being in front of the camera. I'm not new to, being able to speak to people. I'm not new to these things, but I'm new to YouTube. So I don't know everything. I'm here to learn that. She said, I'm from, she's from platforms like Facebook, where she goes live on Facebook, that kind of thing. So she's growing. Absolutely. So I told you, your vibe attracts your tribe. I mean, like I told you, I met her on another person's live where she couldn't even go live. And she put out a live challenge. I mean, where they do that at? Where they do that at? And people took the challenge. That's the crazy part. It's like, okay, well, let's just do the challenge. I didn't even know how many subscribers she had, because I hadn't even been over to her channel. And so when I went over there, I was like, oh, is this the right channel?
Good deal, Alicia. That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, this is the last question, y'all. We're getting ready to wrap this up. And do you ever, not do you ever, I'm sorry, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most unconventional piece of advice you give someone starting a YouTube channel in 2025?
Well, I wouldn't say it's unconventional. Um, I would tell like all of you and anyone else coming in, for you, the guys that are already on there, go through your phone. You already have material, make it into something. You already have it. You've already been recording videos. You've already been vacationing. You already did something. Use what's in your phone, go through it, and make those videos. You have content already. You don't have to think about what you're going to get up and do tomorrow. You do not have to be thinking about what you're going to do. It's in your phone already.
Wow, wow, wow. And I'm saying wow because I got that Restream video. I told you I do Restream, and that's one I actually pay for. I mean, I'm paying for this platform now too, but I actually pay for that. And the purpose of it is to get my watch hours up. I was like, I'm going to do that because I can Restream on there. But I'm going to create, I said, I'm going to create once a week something that I can Restream that's not going to be just content that's added to, the regular videos.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do it. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. I just went in my phone, found something that I already recorded. Do you know what I played for Black Excellence representing Black history on that 2 nights ago is from 2022?
Wow.
Oh no, 2023. 2023. Mm-hmm. February of 2023.
You were
Yes.
already in the making and didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know.
And the one you were watching that you supposed to be cleaning out, that was even way prior to that. That was before I even came to where I'm at now. So we're definitely talking probably 2018.
That's what I want to get you guys to understand. Just like when I said before, I was not going to come on YouTube, but when you're starting to watch other people's videos, like I said, you get to hear their voice. And she was always having this challenge, right? And she kept saying it, saying it, saying it, saying it. And I said, well, why not? Now it became my voice. But what I'm trying to say to you and myself too, is that even though I wasn't thinking about YouTube and the bug was put in my head, by you guys having that content already in your phone, it's like it was sitting there for a reason. You are practicing. You were already practicing for something, right? You already had that. You didn't know what your next step was going to be. Just like we don't know, we're practicing on YouTube and our next step may be podcast or talk show. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing or why you kept what you have. So go ahead and use it to your advantage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and it just shows you that what you just said, you had no idea about any of that with me. And you made that statement. And that's exactly what I had did because I needed some content to run on Restream. And so I didn't feel like I was paying in vain, So I want to thank everyone for coming. We're not quite done. We're going to have Ameasha. You do have a question and that someone's asking, and actually it is one of my questions. It's not a question. This is just, I want you to go ahead and tell me, first of all, what your channel is about, an overall view of your channel. Give us a one all in it. Just put it together. How would you describe your channel?
It's about living life creatively in every area of our lives. I give you information. I show you things to help make your life easier. Sometimes it's just even pure form entertainment like concerts, but I give you ideas on how to live your life, even if you have to live it through me sometimes, if you didn't want to go to the concert, but you are living creatively and enjoying your life in every area of it.
I love it. I love it. And I didn't tap into her musical, but she does have concert pieces on her channel. some oldies but goodies concerts that she's been to. So definitely check her out. Go over to Creative Living with Ameasha. That's is at Creative Living with Ameasha. I don't have the link. I need to get it. I can put it and drop it in the chat. That way it'll be easier for you to get to it. And just kind of tap into this right here. YouTube is a form of retirement, 401k residual investment, is what New Views, New Heights had to say about YouTube. And that is something that I say all the time. And actually, when you ask me my why am I on YouTube and why do I treat it the way I do, because it is my retirement piece. It is a part of my multiple streams of income that I plan to have in place. And it's something that I would be able to do because I enjoy doing, and it would not be work for me. It would just be what I enjoy doing. And then I still be able to do other aspects of my life as well, because I love to travel. I love to, just be able to be in multiple places at one time. And when you're tied to things that you do, like the plantation, then you cannot do those things at will, right? You just can't do it. But if this is what I do as my residual income or my, my retirement or whatever it is, if this is what I'm doing, it could go wherever I go and no questions asked. So I love it. Thank you, New Views, New Heights, for that. Also, in your own words, not in your own words, I'm sorry. Tell me what your next steps on YouTube are and what we can expect from you in the future.
Well, you're going to continue to see more housing because I have vowed to try to help the people as much as possible to find out what's out there for them, for the people that are in the United States, living here in America that didn't leave. They want affordable housing, right? So about 40 probably percent of us are poverty to lower middle class. And so the other maybe 13% of people are the higher class ones here in America. And so that middle one, they don't need housing. They're the higher middle class, but 40%, that's a big number. So people are in need to find affordable housing. So I'll continue helping them. And I will also be on here, continue to show you my concerts that I go to. I'll continue coming on here, starting to talk about herbalism and my health more. Just in every area, like I said, self-care, whatever I feel is on my mind. I've been talking about what's on my mind lately. I just wake up and just tell you what I'm thinking about and ask your opinion and share my perspective. So you'll see more of me live. Thanks to Queen. You'll see more of me live. So you can get an idea of me. And then we can,
Absolutely.
talk live.
So much. Yes. And Ameasha and I have discussed doing some more collabing together. So you'll probably see us again on platform in a different light. But definitely we're going to talk on some different things. We definitely have in common the health and wellness, the mental health aspect, the spiritual aspect, the whole nine. So we definitely going to collab on that. Also, I want to thank you for your time today. I want to thank you for coming on to Queen's Alchemy's channel and sharing all of your information with us, dropping all those gems and allowing us to get to know you behind the content. Is there anything you would like to add before we close out today?
I just want to say you're doing a good job. You started out running, doing well, right? So you're intentional. You're all about business, because when I came in, it was more like a hobby or so. And as the other guy had just said, residual income, we are all learning that. So you are handling this right, doing your lives. And I want to say thank you for inviting me on. Okay. And bye, everyone. I hope to see you guys soon. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
thank you thank you so much again. And then I want to run down real quick for you, everyone. Just like Ameasha's here on platform, we have the lineup that's coming up, the pipeline here. The very next interview will be with New Views on the 25th, this Tuesday at 7:22 p.m. So I want to make sure y'all tap into that. That will be the next interview, formal interview like this, where we're doing New Views, New Heights. So make sure y'all tap in. That sister got something to say for sure. And so make sure you tap into that. I'm going to, of course, it'll be in the community tab. Make sure you're inside there clicking the notification bell. Now, tomorrow, everybody join me over on the sources page. Well, he'll be on my channel, but join me with the source. We're going to be doing a collab, grow, and giveaway. We're doing a cash giveaway on live. So come on in, see if you can win that cash giveaway. The giveaway is $44. And how did we come to that? Because I did a trivia night and the source won, and he decided that he wanted to give away his prize, but also wanted to double it and then give it away to the viewers. So we're going to do that together. We're going to chop it up together tomorrow at 6:30 on Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tap into that tomorrow at 6:30. And also, the flyer is already out there, the notification. You can go ahead and hit the notification bell for that. And other than that, of course, I got a lot more, but I'm not going to overwhelm y'all with everybody that's on the lineup. So tomorrow is an impromptu with me and the source. But my next formal interview is going to be with my sister, New Views, New Heights. Her name is Navy, and I cannot wait. And I appreciate you again, Creative Living with Ameasha. Make sure you're checking out her channel. Please go over, check her out. Again, if she's not your cup of tea, which I know she will be, because if you in here all this time, y'all was feeling and y'all was vibing. So go on over there, check her out. And other than that, we're going to get on out of here. I appreciate the chat. I appreciate you, Ameasha, and peace and love. See y'all on the next live. Peace.